As Georgia college students head back to the classroom this week, the Supreme Court is now preparing to hear arguments in two major cases that could affect student admissions.
The cases involve race-based affirmative action at Harvard and the University of North Carolina. But as Joe Ripley explains, the court's rulings could affect schools all over the country.
Affirmative action stemmed from an executive order by President John F. Kennedy. It later expanded into the classroom in an effort to afford people of color more opportunities for higher education, but ran into a roadblock when the Supreme Court struck down racial quotas in 1978.
When you've got different kinds of people with different kinds of backgrounds and lived experiences coming together to study, it enriches the learning environment for everyone.
Georgia State Law Professor Tanya Washington says the Supreme Court could likely overturn affirmative action by next summer, despite decades of more inclusion in colleges. In 1980, white students represented nearly 85% of the university system of Georgia. Just 21,000 people of color were enrolled in college. By 2021, the student population grew to more than 340,000. The data was categorized differently, but showed more than 40 times the growth for Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Native Hawaiian, and other Pacific Islander students, and 4.5 times as many black students. 11 Alive legal analyst Paige Pate says opponents of affirmative action argue considering race as a factor in admissions violates the 14th Amendment.
The arguments haven't changed, but these lawyers are hoping the Supreme Court has changed. And so they will look at these old arguments with a different view and perhaps finally overturn any school's attempt at using race during the admissions process.
Washington says overturning affirmative action could impact hiring for jobs and other opportunities.
You won't then have them graduating and becoming the next generation of judges and lawyers and doctors and nurses and teachers and pilots.
100 Black Men's Thomas Dorch says crime could spike as well.
We've seen some improvements a little bit over the last few years. It doesn't make up for all the disparities over the years. So our colleges have been playing catch up.
The Supreme Court takes up oral arguments October 31st. In Atlanta, Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.